Contrary to popular belief, Austria isn't just about skiing and snow-covered mountains. When anyone pictures Austria, they probably have vivid pictures in their heads of the 1965 movie, The Sound of Music, starring Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. Indeed, this movie tells the story of the von Trapp family, singers who lived in Salzburg, Austria and fled the Nazi invasion of World War II. So it's no surprise that if you picture Austria as a place with rolling snow-covered mountains and towns with medieval architecture. However, this country has a lot more to offer visitors. If you stay until the end, we will bring you to one of the largest and most impressive castles in Austria, straight out of your most vivid fairy tale dream. Welcome to Austria, a country located in the middle of Central Europe. It is landlocked, meaning that no part of it is exposed to the sea and is surrounded on all sides by other countries. Some of Austria's neighbors include Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Hungary. They're not a very large country with a population of only about 8.9 million people. Here are some of the attractions in Austria you have to include in your travel plans if you're coming here. The Hofburg Palace in Vienna. The Hofburg Palace was built in the 13th century, making it about 800 years old. It used to be the seat of the Habsburg dynasty, the imperial family that controlled different parts of Europe. The Habsburg made Vienna their seat of power from the 14th to 16th century. And the Hofburg Palace was expanded over the years until the Habsburg lost power in World War I. It is still a functioning building today as it is the official residence of the President of Austria. The palace is big and there are almost 10 sections of wings, with about 2,600 rooms and 19 courtyards. The rest of the building that doesn't house the President's quarters have been open to the public. You want to pay a visit to Imperial Apartments, the Imperial Silver Collection, and the CC Museum that displays artifacts from the life and times of the beautiful Empress Elizabeth of Austria, wife of Emperor Franz Joseph I. The Melk Benedictine Abbey. Located on a hilltop overlooking the Danube, Melk Abbey is a Benedictine school that is still currently functioning. The term abbey might confuse some people as they might be expecting a humble, rather bare stone building, but Melk Abbey is far from that. Many parts of the abbey are now open to tourists, and you will be impressed by the gilded carvings here, as well as its ornately painted ceilings. One of the most attractive spots in Melk Abbey has to be its monastic library, home to countless priceless medieval manuscripts. You also want to take a look in the abbey's garden, designed in the high Baroque style. Bad Geistheim. If you're looking for a relaxing place to experience in Austria, try the spa town of Bad Geistheim in the south of Salzburg. This elevated town is located in the Geistheim Valley in the Hohe Tauern mountain range. This spa town is known for its thermal waters that have been bubbling up from the center of town, and the place to experience this is the Felsen where you can dip your feet and even swim in these calming warm water. The Felsen Spa also offers sauna and massage services for visitors. Apart from its spas, you can also enjoy Bad Geistheim's numerous Belle-Epic architecture and go for biking, ski trips, and hiking jaunts along its many mountain trails. One of these hiking trips that you take has to be the Bad Geistheim Waterfall, a magnificent waterfall that flows into the valley from the surrounding mountains. Zillertal Alps. If you're an outdoor person, one of the best places to go in Austria is the Zillertal Alps near Austria's border with Italy. The Zillertal Alps stands 11,000 feet above sea level and is home to about 85 different glaciers, which you'll be able to see while hiking through one or more of its trails. One of the tallest glaciers here is the Hintertux Glacier. There are different levels of trails for everyone, and advanced hikers can enjoy a long-distance hike through the High Alps Nature Park. Amateurs and casual hikers will be able to enjoy scenic, relaxing walks through lower-range trails. Visitors will be able to enjoy the refreshing air and cool climate here at any time of the year, and revel in the views of its snow-covered peaks. You will also be able to access several ski spots in this area too. Krems. The historic city of Krems lies as the meeting point between two rivers, the Danube and the Krems River. This medieval city has existed for centuries and is one of the most picturesque historic attractions in Austria. You'll be able to walk through the city on foot as it is largely pedestrian-friendly. Krems has had a very vibrant trade scene since the 1st century AD, and therefore you'll be able to see many streets with shops hundreds of years old. Among the places you want to see in Krems includes the Steiner Tor, a city gate built in the 15th century, and Gottweig Abbey, which is about 1,000 years old and sells delicious fruit wines. Krems actually has a winemaking industry that dates back to medieval times, so you'll be able to sample and buy some of Austria's finest wines here. Hallstatt. Hallstatt is a village located on the banks of the Hallstatt Lake and is quite peaceful, tranquil place with a population of about 10,000 people. It is located about 3.5 hours away from Vienna. It has small cobblestone roads that you can explore, filled with cafes, quaint shops, and colorful houses to satisfy any curiosity. The center of the village is filled with old-style homes, which are picture-perfect and look like they just came out of a children's fairy tale book. Hallstatt is actually known as a salt-producing village, which is an industry that has been going on here for centuries. You'll be able to take a funicular train to Salzburg, a 7,000-year-old salt mine with an underground salt lake. Another train will take you to the giant ice caves at Dutch Stein. Salzburg. The city of Salzburg is the one that sets the background for the sound of music. And if you want to start exploring Austrian history, this is one of a great place to start. Apart from this, it is also the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the famous composer. This makes Salzburg a destination that's rich in musical heritage. You'll be able to take day tours to all the significant places in Mozart's life as well as tours to the Sound of Music filming sites. Salzburg is the location of the Salzburg Festival, held yearly around the months of July and August. This festival of music and drama sees a series of staged performances which you can buy tickets to attend, and the highlight is definitely the staging Gentleman, written by Hugo von Hofmannsthal. Beyond the glitz and glamour, Salzburg is also home to several grand palaces like the Hohe Salzburg Fortress, home of the Salzburg Bull, a historic organ dating from the 1500s that can still be played. Other notable destinations include St. Peter's Cathedral, Salzburg Cathedral, Salzburg Residence, and Mirabel Palace. Seefeld. The town of Seefeld in Tyrol is known as a cross-country skiing location, and it even played host twice of the Winter Olympics cross-country skiing tournaments in 1964 and 1976. If you'd like to dabble in some skiing, come to Seefeld during the winter months. There are also other snow-related activities like tobogganing, which is family-friendly. The town is filled with many 4- and 5-star hotels too, so you can enjoy a comfortable stay here while taking in the sights and sounds of this mountainside town. Hockasterwitz Castle. Hockasterwitz Castle is one of the most impressive Austrian medieval castles, and this is one that is located on a rocky outcrop which is about 172 meters high. The castle itself is massive as there are as many as 14 entrance gates into the castle. Apart from being a good example of medieval architecture, Hockasterwitz is also home to an extensive collection of ancient weapons in its armory which is open to the public. Apart from its historical aspect, visitors can also sample local Carinthian cuisines at the castle restaurant and can buy medieval handicrafts from the castle's souvenir shop. You can also take your time and enjoy its manicured lawns and appreciate the views from its elevated castle. In conclusion, Austria is a land where you can feel the freshness of the Alps while still being treated to a spectacular European history in the form of museums and castles. Austria is best enjoyed in a slow and leisurely manner, so don't rush through your time here.